So here what we have seen, that this metamorphosis, its a definition, that what is actually a metamorphosis. So metamorphosis is nothing but the changes which are going to happen in an organism starting from their larval stage to their adult form, and how the organism is going to grow, develop, evolve with the help of this entire procedure, showcasing the changes which are going to happen entirely in their whole life. So here the organisms, basically the insects, the amphibians, are showcasing this ability and this property of metamorphosis, where very much higher amount of changes are going to happen in them. That is, drastic changes are going to happen entirely in their complete structure, and those all the drastic changes completes their life cycle and showcase us how various organisms are showing different sort of the effects and things like that in their complete life cycle and their phase. Moving forward, we have seen that two types of metamorphosis are there. So the first type is the incomplete metamorphosis, showcasing 3 stages, and the second one is the complete morphosis, the metamorphosis, showcasing 4 stages. Moving forward, so here 3 stages of incomplete metamorphosis, as you could see in this diagrammatic representation. So first of all, the first one is the egg stage, the second one is the nymph stage, and the third one is the adult stage. So what is going to happen in these 3 stages? So firstly, the egg is present here in this condition. What this egg will do, it will be going to show the transitions in the nymph stages, and from this nymph stages, it will be going to showcase the transitions in the egg stages. Now, how altogetherly it is going to happen, we will see that in lecture forward. So here, the next stage which is going to happen, and how the complete structure and things like that going to happen in these conditions, that we will see. So here the first stage which is present here in this condition, if you could see, it has been it has been squared out here in this condition. In the incomplete metamorphosis, firstly we are considering. So here the first stage is the egg stage. Okay. So we will see how the egg stage is going to work out, and what are the different things and features related to the egg stage. Okay, so here the eggs are going to lay down by the females, like the females are going to lay these eggs, and these eggs are covered with the help of some sort of the egg cases, and they will be going to protect this entirely eggs and hold these eggs together. So the eggs are showcasing an eggshell layer which is getting protected by some of the other adult things or some of the adult female bodies. These female insects are going to lay down these eggs, and these eggs are showcasing the property to get enhanced later on. Like these eggs are, firstly they will be going to hatch, and then from that hatching it will be going to develop the further structures like the nymph and the adult stage. Moving forward to the next stage, that is the nymph stage, nymph condition. Okay, so this is the nymph stage and nymph condition. If you could see, it has been squared out here in this stage, and here it is showcasing the portion which is the nymph basically. Okay, so this curvy portion, if you could see clearly, if you have seen this image and diagram clearly here, so as you could see, the curvy portion which is present at the bottom of this particular insect is showcasing the presence of the nymph. Okay, so here the egg, okay, these eggs are there. These eggs are going to hatch down, and then when they are going to get hatched, it will be going to result out in forming a particular insect, or when any bird or amphibian or whatever you will consider, like the organisms which are growing from an egg stage, like not actually forming an individual after the birth, the organisms which are developing from the egg, they will be going to hatch, right? Like the chickens, they will be going to also hatch down. Chickens also lay eggs, and the mother chicken is going to protect those eggshells, and then after some period of time the eggs are going to hatch down. Okay, so in that manner, in that condition, here also the eggs are getting hatched in this particular position, in this particular condition here, and it will be going to result out in the formation of the nymphs. So nymphs are actually like it is the starting phase of the adult condition or the adult insect, but here in this case it is not showing any presence of the wings. Okay, so here in this nymph stage the wings are not there, but you can also call these insects as the small adult stages or the small adult insect stages. So here what these nymph is showcasing, so here nymph insects are going to eat the food that the adult insects eat. Okay, so these stages are also showcasing the properties like that of the adult stages. But if you could see in this diagrammatic representation, these insects, okay, these insects which are showcased here in this image, they are not showing any property of wings. So they don't have the ability to fly actually like the complete your, like actually the how the insects will be going to fly out. So these insects are initially don't have the ability to fly, but once their like their life cycle increases, once their life is getting increased out in this condition, so then they will be going to gain the ability to fly out. Okay, so here in this nymph stage, they will be going to have the same food as that of the adult insects which are having, but they don't have the abilities like that of the adult insect to fly out for catching any organism to prey on that organism, to feed on that organism actually. So here after some sort of the time what will be going to happen, that they will be going to show some molting stage or the shading stage. Now what is a molting and shading? So what will be going to happen in some insects or some larvae or caterpillars as well, they will be going to release out their outermost skin or the exoskeleton which we call it as. So in if you know that snakes also showcasing the ability that they change their skin. Okay, they entirely change their outermost skin, and that condition on the case is called as shading or molting. Okay, so here whenever the organisms or whenever the insects and things like that are growing out, so they also shade their skin, they also remove out their outermost skin, and continuously it is getting replaced by their new sort of the skin or new sort of the conditions in them. ओके सो जब ये ऑर्गेनिजम्स या जब ये इंसेक्ट्स की ग्रोथ चलती रहती है, सो उस केसेस में क्या है, उनके जो आउटर मोस्ट स्किन होती है, आउटर मोस्ट स्किन जो है वो शेड आउट होती जाती है, रिमूव भी नहीं बोल सकते हम लोग, वो स्किन जो है चेंज होती जाती है और उसकी जगह पे न्यू स्किन वहां पर या फिर न्यू थिंग्स वहां पर आती जाती है. सो जैसे उसकी ग्रोथ हो रही है, ग्रोथ के साथ साथ वो जो पुरानी स्किन है वो निकल रही है और उसके साथ साथ उसकी न्यू स्किन भी उसके साथ आगे बढ़ रही है और इंक्रीज आउट हो रही है. सो ये जो चीजें हैं इंसेक्ट्स में भी होती है ये, और कैटरपिलर्स में भी सेम चीज आपको देखने को मिलती है. जैसे कैटरपिलर्स क्रॉल करते हैं या फिर अगर सिल्क वर्म जो होते हैं, जो वर्म्स होते हैं बेसिकली, सो वर्म्स भी जिस तरीके से क्रॉलिंग करते जाते हैं, सो क्रॉलिंग मोशन में जब उनकी लाइक ग्रोथ चल रही होती है या जब क्रॉलिंग मोशन में जब उनकी डेवलपमेंट हो रही होती है, सो उस कंडीशन में भी यहाँ पे हमें मोल्टिंग देखने को मिलती है कि जैसे जैसे वो किसी लीफ पे क्रॉल कर रहे हैं या किसी चीज पे क्रॉल कर रहे हैं, सो उनके बॉडी पे ऐसे बहुत ही स्मॉल स्मॉल लाइंस होते हैं. आप लोगों ने ये ग्रीन कलर का वो वर्म देखा है जो ग्रीन पीस के ऊपर आता है, जो हर भरा, पता होगा ना सब लोगों को, उसमें ग्रीन कलर का वर्म आता है, देखा होगा सब लोगों ने. ठीक है, सो वो जो वर्म होता है, अगर आपने उसको ठीक से ऑब्जर्व किया हुआ होगा तो आपको पता होगा कि उसके ऊपर ऐसे बहुत ही स्मॉल स्मॉल लाइंस होते हैं, एकदम स्मॉल स्मॉल लाइंस, और वो ऐसे क्रॉलिंग मोशन में चलता है. ठीक है, वो ऐसे डायरेक्टली एक पोजीशन से दूसरे पोजीशन पे नहीं चला जाता, वो क्रॉलिंग मोशन में चलता है, एकदम ऐसे धीरे 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 सरकता है. जब वो धीरे धीरे ऐसे वर्कआउट करता है, तो उस केस में, उस कंडीशन में उसकी जो स्किन है वो पूरी स्किन ऐसे आगे ढकली जाती है. ठीक है, सो ऐसे ही जैसे ग्रोथ होती है किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म की या किसी ये जो इंसेक्ट्स है या ये जो वर्म्स है, जो कैटरपिलर्स है, इनकी जिस तरीके से ग्रोथ होती है, सो ऐसे ही इनकी भी लाइक लाइफ साइकिल ऐसे ही ग्रो होते होते बढ़ती जाती है. और उसी तरीके से उनकी जो स्किन है वो भी थोड़ी थोड़ी पीछे सरकते सरकते ऐसे न्यू स्किन उसमें आगे आती जाती है. हम लोग एक वीडियो देखेंगे, उसमें आप लोगों को ये चीज क्लियर हो जाएगी. ठीक है, सो ये जो है निम्फ के बारे में हम बात कर रहे थे कि निम्फ जो है यहाँ पर जो प्रॉपर्टीज है ये छोटे से अडल्ट्स की तरह शोकेस करता है, बट निम्फ के पास विंग्स नहीं होते. उसके साथ साथ निम्फ जो है वो सेम फूड मटेरियल यूटिलाइज करता है जैसे कि अडल्ट इंसेक्ट्स यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं, बट निम्फ की एबिलिटी नहीं है कि वो फ्लाई कर सके, वो विंग्स नहीं होने की वजह से वो फ्लाई नहीं कर सकता। और निम्फ्स में जो है मोल्टिंग हमें दिखाई देने को मिलती है, और निम्फ की मोल्टिंग जो है उसकी पूरी लाइफ साइकिल में, मतलब लाइफ साइकिल उसकी खत्म नहीं हो जाती, वो कंप्लीट होगा ना। ये स्टेज जो है पहले एग से जो स्टार्ट हुई हुई थी, ये स्टेज जाएगी निम्फ के पास, और फिर निम्फ से यहाँ पे ये जो टर्न आउट करके यहाँ पे फिर अडल्ट के पास ये ग्रो करेगा। ये कोई फिनिश ऑफ नहीं हो रही, ये बढ़ती जा रही है, ठीक है। अब ये जो है यहाँ पर ये ड्रास्टिक चेंजेस हमें देखने को मिल रहा है कि अगर हम यहाँ पर कंसिडर करें कि ये इसका अडल्ट है, ठीक है। अब ये सेम ऑर्गेनिज्म आप कंसिडर करिए, ठीक है। ये इसका अडल्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म है और ये इसका न्यूली बॉर्न बेबी है। तो इन दोनों में कोई सिमिलैरिटी दिख रही है? सिमिलर है या नहीं है? कोई सिमिलैरिटी दिख रही है इन दोनों में? नहीं दिख रही है। सो ऐसे ही जो चेंजेस यहाँ पर जो होते हैं स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम देयर न्यू बॉर्न्स टू देयर अडल्ट लाइफ, यही चेंजेस को मेटामॉर्फोसिस बोला जाता है। अब ये देखिए, अब जो ह्यूमन के न्यू बॉर्न्स बेबी होते हैं वो ह्यूमंस की तरह ही दिखते हैं ना। They also showcase their features like their proper hands, proper legs, hair, everything like that. ठीक है? But here in this insects and in this amphibians, they not at all show any sort of ability and similarity to their adult parent. ठीक है, ये इसका अडल्ट पेरेंट ही है, ठीक है। अब ये भी तो किसी एग को ले करेगा, फिर ये उसका ऑब्वियसली पेरेंट ही कहलाएगा ना। सो यहाँ पर ये जो है ये एग्स और ये जो अडल्ट कंडीशन है, ये स्टेजेस है, इसमें कोई सिमिलैरिटीज नहीं होती। लेकिन ये जो ट्रांजिशन हो रहे हैं इनकी लाइफ साइकिल में कि एग्स जो है यहाँ से हैच करेंगे, फिर उसके बाद यहाँ पर ये इंसेक्ट्स बनाएंगे जो कि स्मॉल इंसेक्ट्स जिनको निम्फ बोला जाता है। फिर उसके बाद ये निम्फ की साइज जो है वो थोड़ी एक्सपांड हो जाती है। फिर इसके बाद इसमें ट्रांजिशंस आएंगे कि यहाँ पे विंग्स की डेवलपमेंट हो रही है। ये ड्रास्टिक चेंजेस और ये ड्रास्टिक जो कंप्लीट चेंजेस है इसके लाइफ साइकिल में, यही इनको बहुत ज्यादा स्पेशल फीचर्स देते हैं, और वो स्पेशल फीचर्स आर नथिंग बट द मेटामॉर्फोसिस कंडीशन। सो यहाँ पर निम्फ में जो है मोल्टिंग स्टेजेस या मोल्टिंग कंडीशन होती है उनकी लाइफ साइकिल में 4 से 8 बार, ठीक है। जब ये ट्रांजिशंस हो रहे हैं यहाँ पर निम्फ में, एग से निम्फ बन गया यहाँ पर, लेकिन निम्फ से उसके थोड़े से लार्ज साइज ऑफ निम्फ बनने तक या निम्फ से उसके बाद अडल्ट स्टेज में आने तक टोटल यहाँ पे 4 से 8 बार, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ इंसेक्ट्स एंड देयर लाइफ एंड देयर कंडीशन, उसके वहां पर चेंजेस डिफर करते हैं कि 4 से 8 बार तक उसमें ये जो चेंजेस है ये कैरी आउट हो सकते हैं, ठीक है। Now moving forward to the next stage, that is the final stage of the adult insect growth, that is the adult stage. Okay, now what is going to happen in this adult stage and adult condition? So here in this adult condition, here the insects or the properly the like the butterflies and everything like that, they will have a completely stop the molting condition. Okay, so once they have reached their adult stage, they have completely stopped their molting. So molting is going to happen only from this position to the transition towards this position. They will not at all showcasing any sort of the molting after this condition, after this stage. So once the adult stage and the once the adult condition has been reached out, it is showcasing the property that they have developed the wings in the adult insect. Okay. So this is how the indirect metamorphosis is going to work out. Is that clear to all of you? Yes, everyone, have you all understand how the indirect metamorphosis is going to work out? Okay, everybody understood it. Fine. So moving forward, we will see how the complete how the complete metamorphosis is going to work out and what are the different stages in case of complete metamorphosis. So here also the first stage is obviously the eggs. The next stage is the larval condition. The next stage is called as the pupa condition. And the next stage and the last stage in its life cycle is the adult condition. So this complete metamorphosis has been divided entirely into 4 stages, and the 4 complete stages which will be going to altogetherly complete the life cycle. So here it is showcasing the life cycle of a fly, of a fruit fly, or any fly, house fly, fruit fly, whatever you want to consider out here in this condition. So here the eggs is the first stage. The eggs will be going to develop into a larval condition or a larval stage, and this larval stage is going to get into a pupa condition, and that pupa is going to get enhanced in an adult condition. So this is the larval stage. If you could see clearly, there is some sort of the lines which are also there. Some worms, if you have seen, they look like these worms, and these larvals are the caterpillars, and the worm which I have mentioned to you right now. And if in case you have seen a butterfly which is growing before starting of the flying motion, it is also showcasing the movements or the motion like this only. Okay, so we'll see one by one how these stages and how these like the stages are going to work out, and they will be going to work in their life cycle and in their complete positioning. So here the first stage, that is the egg stage, is going to happen. So here in this condition, if you could see properly, so firstly the egg is there. Okay, the egg is going to be there, and the egg is also being laid down by the females here in this condition as well. So here the females will be going to lay down the eggs, and these eggs will be going to later on developed out into the larval condition. So here the eggs are getting developed in the larval condition, and these larval conditions are showcasing the ability that they are getting hatched from the eggs only. Okay, so these eggs are hatching, these complete larval condition, like the eggs is going to hatch down and it will be going to form a larval condition. So if you look sorry, so if you look clearly at the larval condition at the larval stage, so this larval condition is not at all showcasing any ability or any similarity with that of the adult fly. Okay, if you can see here, so it is not at all showing any ability or any property or any similarity in the structure with that of the adult fruit fly or adult fly, basically here in this condition as well. And they will be obviously looking like a worm shaped structure. Okay, even though it is going to form an adult fly after its life cycle has been enhanced and expanded, for the butterflies as well, and for these flies or drosophilas as well. So they are also like the adult flies, whatever we see in our day-to-day life, they are very much different from this larval condition. This larva is nothing but looking like a small tiny worm, which obviously you people have seen in your day-to-day life. So here the insects which are showcasing the ability like a larva are the caterpillars, the maggots, and the grubs. All these insects are showcasing the ability as a larval stage, as a larval condition. So here also they are showcasing the ability that they will be going to molt their skin a lot of different times in their complete life cycle, and they will be grow into their complete stages, like it will be going to expand in its complete conditions. Like it's not that once they have laid down it is actually of this size, it is a little smaller, then with the help of that crawling motion it will be going to expand in its size before getting transition into the pupa condition. It will be going to also showcase the ability to get molted down here its entire skin and then getting transitions in the pupa condition. So this is how in the larval stages the insects, or we could say the flies, are showcasing the properties where the eggs are getting hatched down into the larva. The insects are showing the ability like that of the worm. It is showcasing the property like that of the worm, and it is also showcasing their features like they are somewhat similar to that of the wormy conditions and everything like that. So this is how the complete larval condition and the larval stages is going to work out, and the various features related to this larval stage and larval condition. So here, if you have seen any butterfly, and if you have seen any type of the worms or any sort of the insects, you must have knowing the fact that they are showcasing the property that they will be going to expand in their life cycle. They will be expanding their entire stages in their life cycle and getting formed into an adult individual worm. Sorry, in an adult individual fly. Okay. Now moving forward with that, we have another stage or another condition, and that is also called as the pupa condition. So here the pupa condition, or we could also call this as the cocoon condition. Okay, this is basically very common thing which is going to happen in case of the silkworm. So have you people heard this name silkworm before, which is going to produce the silk? Have all of you heard about it? So here the silkworm are showcasing the properties similar to these larvae, and then these are also getting induced in their complete structure and resulting out in the formation of cocoons. And these cocoons are nothing but these pupa stages, and it will be going to wrap itself around these complete conditions. Now here in this condition, whenever these larvae are getting wrapped around with the help of a cocoon, so in that they will not at all showing the ability to eat. Okay, they are not having the ability to eat once they are getting wrapped with that of the cocoon stage. Okay, now whenever they are showing the ability that their entire body and their entire life is getting developed out into an adult insect, they will be going to get some sort of the wings in their complete structure. They will be going to get the ability to fly. They also getting some internal organs and some features to fly, some of the various changes, and all these changes can take from 4 days to months, depending upon the organism, depending upon the fly, depending upon the conditions in which the fly is living, and depending upon the complete environmental conditions as well. Also, it can take from months to a little higher time for the complete positioning to get developed out into an adult fly. Okay, so it's not that this larva is getting transitions into the pupa and the pupa is getting directly transitions into the adult stage. It is not going to happen like that. So this pupa also needs to develop some sort of the features and needs to develop some sort of the things, like it should develop some sort of the wings, it should develop the legs, it should gain the ability to fly, it should also have some internal organs which will be going to later on help it to have some whenever it is eating some sort of the food to digest that food itself, it should have to develop all these abilities and all these properties, because all these things is not at all going to be present in case of these larval conditions and the pupa conditions, right? These larval conditions cannot fly. These pupa conditions also cannot showcase the ability to fly. So that's why all these transitions, all these things needs some time. So it also depends upon the organism, like that particular organism, how much time it will be going to take showcasing these transitions, right? So the last stage, which is going to happen in case of the complete metamorphosis, is your adult stage and is your adult condition. So here in this case, the adult stage and the adult condition, here what is going to happen in this entire procedure, in this entire condition. So here the larva is going to change out into an adult, and it is showcasing the ability to carry out the process of flying. It has gained the ability to fly, and once the complete organisms are getting the ability to get fly, and it is also gaining the ability to showcasing the convergence to fly out into an adult worm or into an adult thing like that. So they will be going to break out from that cocoon, and they will be going to gain the ability to fly like a butterfly. Okay, so butterflies also showcase this sort of the life cycle. Your flies like the Drosophila houseflies also showcasing this sort of complete metamorphosis life cycle. So this complete and incomplete metamorphosis life cycles are getting shown with the help of the examples related to the fruit fly as well as related to the insects basically. So here this complete metamorphosis is being finished off here in this condition, which has been showcased the changes of the adult to the egg to the larva and to the pupa conditions. So here total 4 sort of the stages which we have studied. So the first one, just a second. Okay, so here in this complete metamorphosis, the changes which we have studied is basically the first one, that is the egg, the next one, that is the larva, next pupa, and the last one, that is the adult stage and the adult condition. So this also showcasing a lot of different sort of the transitions, a lot of various types of transitions, and these transitions will later on going to help these entire insects to showcase the ability to fly. Starting from the egg or the larval condition, they are showcasing very much different sort of the abilities and very different properties if compared with that of the adult stages, or if compared with that of the adult flies. But they are gaining their abilities, they are gaining these transitions, and these transitions will helping them out into forming an adult individual, which is showcasing very different properties from that of their young ones. So this is how the complete metamorphosis is getting formed and is getting transitioned. Okay, so is that clear to all of you? How these complete metamorphosis and the stages which are going to happen in case of the complete metamorphosis is going to happen. So yeah, this is all about the complete and the incomplete metamorphosis. Okay, so is that clear to everybody?